All right. Today, we're diving into a classic science fiction story that asks a really powerful question. We're talking about Iain M. Banks, The State of the Art. I mean, just imagine this. A perfect utopian society secretly shows up on Earth back in the 1970s, and their whole mission? To size us up, to evaluate all of humanity. So let's just kick things off with the big, provocative question that's right at the heart of this story. What if a civilization that solved everything, war, poverty, disease, the whole shebang, what if they showed up and had to write a report card on us? Would we even pass the test? Would they look at us and see a species worth contacting or just a hopeless, primitive mess that's better off left alone?
The story throws us right into this incredible collision between two worlds that could not be more different. On one hand, you've got this unimaginably advanced civilization. And on the other, well, you've got us, specifically Earth in the late 1970s. So think Cold War, paranoia, disco, bell-bottoms, you get the picture.
So who are these visitors? They're called the culture, and it's really important to grasp just how far beyond us they are. We're talking about a post-scarcity society. There's no money because you can literally have anything you want. People live for hundreds of years, they can change their bodies like changing clothes, and this whole galactic civilization is gently guided by these godlike AIs called minds. Yeah, it's pretty much paradise. And so, in 1977, one of their ships, which has the fantastic name, the Arbitrary, shows up in our solar system. But they don't land on the White House lawn. Oh no, they watch us in total secret because from where they're sitting, Earth is, well, it's a fascinating but deeply, deeply disturbing little planet. To them, we are primitive, chaotic, and, let's be honest, kind of barbaric. So, that brings us to the big question. Why are they here? They're not here to conquer us. They're not here to save us. The culture has this core rule that's kind of like Star Trek's Prime Directive, but maybe even more strict. Their whole philosophy is built around not interfering with less advanced civilizations. So the whole point of this mission, the entire reason they're here, is to make a judgment call. They're on a secret recon mission to figure out if humanity is ready for the big leagues. Should they welcome us into the galactic community? Or are we just so volatile, so unpredictable, that making contact would do way more harm than good and we should just be left to figure things out on our own? And this is where it gets really interesting. Banks sets up this whole debate through two totally opposite points of view. Down on the ground, living among us, is the human agent, Diziet Sma. She's getting the first-hand experience. Meanwhile, up in orbit, you've got the ship's mind, the Arbitrary, this hyper-intelligent AI that's just crunching the numbers, analyzing humanity through pure, cold data. It's basically the ultimate battle of heart versus head. So what happens when they point their super advanced analytical tools at us? What do they find? Well, let's just say our report card is, not great. It's a long, long list of our many, many flaws. The mind, the Arbitrary, is just ruthless. From its purely logical perspective, our society is built on ideas that are completely insane. It can't get its head around money when the universe is full of potential abundance. It looks at nationalism and just sees a dangerous, grown-up version of tribalism. Religion, war, pollution. To the mind, these are all just symptoms of a species that is deeply chaotic and hell-bent on self-destruction. And this is where the title, The State of the Art, becomes so incredibly clever. It's a fantastic play on words. On one hand, it refers to the culture. They are literally the state of the art when it comes to technology and society. But it also refers to Earth. We, in our messy, violent, beautiful, chaotic state, well, for a civilization at our level, we're the state of the art too. Okay, so while this giant superbrain in orbit is busy judging us from afar, we need to talk about the agent on the ground, Diziet Sma, because actually living through the human experience, well, it starts to take a serious toll on her. If you've read other culture novels, you might know Suma as this super cool, collected, sometimes even cold operator. But not here. On Earth, she is profoundly affected by what she sees. She's struggling to square her genuine compassion for individual people with her total disgust at the systems we've built. Seeing our world up close actually starts to shake her own faith in her perfect utopian home. And this one quote just perfectly sums up her whole struggle. It's not just that she's disgusted, she's heartbroken. She can see our potential, our art,
our love, our flashes of absolute brilliance, but to her, it feels like it's all just being swallowed up by this overwhelming tide of pure chaos. It's horrifying.
So you have this massive debate raging between SMAT on the ground and the mind in orbit, and it all comes to a head. The observation is over, the experiment is done, it's time for the arbitrary to make its final recommendation. Sma, she pours her heart out, she makes her case, full of all her conflicted emotions and this newfound empathy she has for us. But here's the thing. Her feelings, her subjective experience, that's just one data point to this massive logical machine. The final call rests with the objective, logical, and kind of terrifyingly smart ship mind. And the mind's verdict? Wow, it is a real gut punch. It basically concludes that we're not evil, not really, but we are terminally chaotic. Its final judgment is that trying to interfere, trying to fix us, would be a complete and utter waste of time. So the recommendation is to just leave us alone. Let us be. It's such a cynical, unsettling conclusion. From the perspective of perfection, our messy, beautiful chaos just isn't worth the effort.
But the story doesn't just end there. It brilliantly flips the whole thing around and forces us, the readers, to ask ourselves some pretty uncomfortable questions. It's not just about them judging us. It's about how we judge ourselves. And this is really where the story's power lies. It leaves you wrestling with these huge questions. I mean, is all our chaos a bug, or is it a feature? Is it something we need to grow out of, or is it just part of who we are? And when you look at all the evidence, who do you side with? Do you go with Sma's empathy that sees the good inside the mess, or the mind's cold logic that sees the mess as an incurable disease? There really are no easy answers here. And that's the big one I want to leave you with. Remember, this story was written over 30 years ago, about the world of 1977. So here's the ultimate question. If that culture ship arrived in our orbit today, right now, and ran the exact same analysis on our modern world, do you think their verdict would be any different?